If you're ever looking for a bargain, then the Sony GTK-XB7 is for you. For less than some larger portable speakers, you can get this behemoth with a built-in light feature. But even though the Sony XB7 has its pros, it also has some quirks. But is the Sony XB7 right for you? We're about to find out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to hear a sound comparison of the Sony XB7, check out my Is Bigger Always Better video here after you're done watching this video. The Sony GTK-XB7 has been on the market for a while now, and when it first came out it was retailing for $349.99, but now most of Sony's lineup is on sale and you can get the Sony XB7 for $246.92 on Amazon. And just like most of Sony's other speakers, they come in multiple colorways. The XB7 comes in black, blue, or red. If you want to pick the speaker up, I'll have links in the description below and I'll keep it updated so you can get the best deal possible. Alright, so let's go over the form factor first. The Sony XB7 is 25.6 inches tall, 12.8 inches wide, and 13.4 inches thick. Or for my overseas viewers, it's 65 centimeters by 33 centimeters by 34 centimeters. Basically, it's the size of a toddler or a large dog. And it weighs in at 26.5 pounds or 12 kilos. The majority of the body is made out of plastic. There's some wood paneling on the back and the front is a painted metal grille. While transporting the Sony XB7 to different locations, I noticed it got scratched very easily, but the majority of the scratches easily wiped off. But transporting the XB7 was a little easier thanks to the handles on either side. On the top of the device, you will notice there's a power button, volume control buttons, and an extra bass button and a function button to switch between audio sources. For all of your other playback needs, there's an included remote controller. It's simple and very lightweight. You can even cycle through some of the light features or even turn them off right from the remote. And on the top of the XB7, there's also a slot where you can rest your phone or tablet, and there's an NFC touch point for easy pairing if you have an Android device. On the back of the device, you will find RCA inputs and outputs so you can hook up your TV if you like or chain other speakers together. There's also a USB port so you can charge your devices or play audio files off of a USB stick. And you'll also find the party chain button so you can pair multiple XB7s together, and the speaker add button so you can pair two XB7s together and have them play left or right audio. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to pair the XB7 with my smaller XB40 or XB30, which was a huge letdown. And finally, you've got your AC in to power the speaker. Concerning technical specifications, the Sony XB7 has two 6 3/8 inch woofers and three 2-inch tweeters on the front, and you will also notice an opening in the middle of the speaker to let out all the air the woofers displace while playing music. The light feature on the XB7 is also the most capable in Sony's Xtra Bass lineup. There are two light strips on either side that can flash independently and in different colors of one another. There are also LEDs that illuminate the woofers, and unlike the XB40 which can only flash white, the woofers on the XB7 can also flash in different colors. And finally, there are strobe lights on either side of the device. The Sony XB7 is using Bluetooth 3.0, and I've managed to get a range of around 50 feet with direct line of sight with my phone. But even though the XB7 is using Bluetooth 3.0, there is minimal lag when watching videos. The audio is a little behind when people are talking on screen, but it's bearable. But for those of you wondering, the Sony XB7 does not have a built-in battery, and it is not waterproof nor splash resistant. So if you're going to be using this speaker by a pool, make sure Jason doesn't splash it with his cannonball, and if it starts raining, you better rush it inside. Now, before we start talking about sound quality, I just wanted to point out, even though this speaker has two built-in woofers and three tweeters, at any given time, you're only using two of those three tweeters. If you stand this speaker up, you're effectively using both woofers and the top two tweeters. But if you lay the speaker flat, you're still using both woofers and the top tweeters relative to its position. I just wanted to point that out for people wondering why the XB7 has three tweeters instead of a symmetrical four tweeters in each corner. Even though changing the orientation of the speaker does technically change the speaker layout, it doesn't really affect the overall sound quality. If you listen to the speaker in the different layouts back to back and know what to listen for, you'll notice the soundstage gets a little wider and the vocals get pushed back a bit if the speaker's laid flat. But if you're casually listening, you're not going to notice the difference. Like I mentioned in my Is Bigger Always Better video, the Sony XB7 has a lot of bass. It's gonna shake your walls and it's gonna shake your insides. And the bass is its own entity. The XB7 also has really good instrument separation, but the vocals can get a little too forward at times. Obviously, the XB7 can get very loud, but at those higher volumes, there's a lot of distortion going on and the bass starts to muddle the sound. For the best listening experience, I would keep the speaker below 75% volume. But in most cases, you're not just going to buy the Sony XB40 for strictly personal listening. You might be looking into the speaker to host parties, and if that's the case, then the Sony XB7 will get the job done with no problem for large get-togethers, both indoors and outdoors. Now, when it comes to the light feature, you can cycle through on, off, chill, or rave straight from the controller, or you can use Music Center, available on both Android and Apple, to cycle through more light settings. And even though I've stated in the past Sony's mobile apps aren't the best, Music Center has improved and gotten more stable, but it is still a pain to use at times. In Music Center, you can cycle through rave, chill, or rave mode without the strobe lights on each side, which they call random flash off, and strobe. You've also got hot, which will only display warm colors, and cool, which will only display cool colors like blues, greens, and teals. And if you want the speaker to stay illuminated in one solid color, you can pick either of the steady settings. But even though the lighting feature on the Sony XB7 is the most capable in Sony's lineup, Sony really dropped the ball when it comes to customization. With the XB40, you can use the Fiestable app to customize the light feature, but the XB7 can't pair with Fiestable. You're stuck with the presets in Music Center. I find it annoying that the XB7 doesn't have any customization options. There's so much potential there. Another annoyance I have about the Sony XB7 is even though it has a USB port and RCA inputs, there's no aux jack, so you can't use a wired connection with your phone. You can only use Bluetooth. And if you're using this speaker at a party or a get-together with friends, you can't just pass the aux cord. You have to go through the Bluetooth setup process every single time if you want to use a different device. And I don't know about you, but there's always that one person in a group of friends that doesn't know how to set up a Bluetooth device on their phone. And since this speaker is using Bluetooth 3.0, it can't be paired to multiple devices at the same time. And I also don't like how you can't turn off or control the light feature directly from the speaker. You have to use a controller. And it's a problem because when you turn off the speaker for the first time it's been plugged in, by default the lights will stay on and cycle through different colors unless you turn them on from the controller. And since I'm constantly plugging and unplugging the speaker, it gets annoying after a while. And I also don't like how there aren't any music control buttons on the speaker either. You have to control the music playback either with the speaker's controller or from whatever device you're streaming from. And sometimes you don't know where either one of those are and you just want to pause or skip a track. But with those minor grievances aside, the Sony XB7 is still a solid pickup for $250. The sheer amount of bass the speaker has to offer will please anyone who routinely listens to rap, hip-hop, EDM, or any other type of music with lots of bass. The lighting feature is cool, but remember this speaker is not water resistant, so you have to keep an eye on it when using it outside or by the pool. I wouldn't get this for personal listening, but the XB7 is great for parties. If Sony is working on an updated version of the XB7, I would like to see them make it lighter, add control buttons on the top of the device, and throw in some Bluetooth 5.0. Okay, so here's a sound test. Both of these speakers are playing in the same room at the same distance away from the same microphone, streaming from the same source, and playing at the same decibel level. So hopefully the only independent variable is sound quality. Comment down below and tell me which one you prefer. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps out more than you realize. For more product reviews and deal alerts, check out jimcaddy.net. If you want to support the channel, pick up a shirt. And I'll catch you next time.